YouTube, hey, hello, how you doing? I go by the name of Mike T, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. Now, I know it's been about 2 months, but I've taken a little break, but now I'm back on the grind, trying to get back and pumping out some videos like we used to. And normally I bring you something that I just purchased, you know, my recent pickups, something early for to review for you guys, or just something like that. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I wanted to show you my Nike by Me collection, and well, Nike by You is what they call it, but just kind of my Nike ID collection that we used to start back in the day. Now, I used to have some cleats from back in the early 2000s that I made with Nike. That was my first Nike ID. My hometown is maroon and white colors, so of course I had some black cleats, Nike cleats, with maroon and white detailing, and then I also have my initials and my number on there, but I don't have those anywhere. Those are probably still at my parents' house in the garage somewhere, but I don't have them here at my house. So the last one that I do, or the earliest version that I do have, is back from, I want to say, 2014. So back in the day, Nike was killing the game. Right when Kanye left Nike, he went with Adidas. Nike introduced these. These are called the Roshe runs, if you don't remember. This was killing the game back in 2014. Everybody and their mama and their grandma probably had a pair, but it was just an affordable price point. This is kind of when Nike was taking over the sock-like comfort shoe. They were just killing it with this model, and of course it was at a wide range of colors, just super good price point, and just anybody could rock this. It was just a perfect shoe for everybody, and this is the colorway that I went with. It was just kind of the Tiffany inspiration from the Tiffany SB Dunk back from 2005 at that point. But again, I just went with that Tiffany mint blue or green, whatever you want to call it, that teal color. And I did the Flyknit material on this one, did with that silver foil swoosh. And then all you can see on the midsole, I went with the white midsole with that Tiffany colored speckled paint on there. So just kind of several silhouettes kind of thrown in one. I did the black laces on this one, but again, this is just a super simple shoe, but just the colorway kind of speaks for itself. And then on the back, you can kind of put whatever you wanted on there. So again, I just put MostlyMikeT, as you can see, my name. So something subtle, something crazy, you know. This is still, they look like new, you know. You can tell that I barely worn these, but it's just something that I wanted to keep, and I still do have in the collection. And of course I won't sell these because it's personalized, so who really wants that? But anyways, this is just something I still have in the collection. I'll probably need to rock just for nostalgia reasons, you know, just kind of throw it back in the rotation as like an everyday wear. So this is from 2014, I believe. Moving up a few years, something that was, again, still kind of in that sock-like feel. This is kind of like one of the OGs, or the next step from the OGs. The OG is, of course, the Presto 1. This is the Presto 2. But again, this is still Nike doing it with the sock-like shoe. And this is supposed to be like the next version of comfort. You know, Adidas had Boost, which Kanye kind of stole that Roshe run that we just talked about with the Yeezy 350 V1 and V2. But this is kind of the Presto 2, and this was supposed to be Nike's way of battling against Boost with the React. So this has a lot of React. This was the most React in a shoe at the time whenever I created these. So I just wanted something comfortable, something that I could use for walking or going to the gym. So these are the Nike Presto 2s, and the inspiration was the Ken Griffey Air Max 1 Freshwaters. I just love that colorway, and the options were available for me to make. And of course I love white and black shoes, so you know, it was a no-brainer for me. So I did a white upper with a black bottom, and it also has some hits of that freshwater green on the back. And then on the bottom, you can see it's mostly black on the sole. Also has hits of that freshwater on the back. So again, this React is super comfortable. It's just super lightweight. It's just something perfect that you can just throw on, put something by the door, toss them on your way out, you know, just something simple. And on the back, I just have my initials there, MMT. So just something that I created back in the day. Just again, just something comfortable, something to throw on for everyday wear. You know, black soles, it's hard to get dirty, so it's just something that I could just throw in the wash and get that white upper cleaned. And it's just super comfortable. So again, this was the Nike Presto 2 with the React sole. So moving forward, of course, everybody in there has to have a pair of Air Force Ones in their collection. Of course, I do have some white and whites there in the back, but this one was just something that I wanted to do what was a little bit different. And of course 2020, you know, everybody was back at home, you know, in the crib, locked up, and this was, I believe, in the winter of 2020. So cozy boys right here, something a little bit warm, keep your feet warm. This is the Nike Air Force One with Pendleton collaboration. So again, this one was one that had like super premium materials. Of course, I have that Pendleton pattern up here on the toe box. I do love that extra stitching that they put on the toe box. That just kind of makes it a little bit more of like a luxurious look to it. Also has this little fraying here around the eyelets. That's also another little hidden detail. I don't know if you paid attention. And I kind of went with this gray, almost olive colored lace to kind of offset some of the colors and make some of these pop on the Pendleton. We went with kind of this little ice blue suede back here on this little quarter panel. And then on the swoosh, I wanted to bring in that Pendleton and kind of bring in the heel tab there. So just little hits. And it also has this cool little patch. It's got a Nike swoosh on there with like some little mountain detailing. And then of course I have the MMT for my initials on this one as well. So this one's just something that I bring out every once in a while, you know, whenever I'm wearing certain colors, or bring it out in the fall and the winter time. And definitely in the winter time because it keeps your feet warm with that Pendleton, but just something super clean. A white midsole there, and then of course a gum bottom. You know, everybody loves a gum bottom. So again, this was my Nike and my Air Force One collab. Just something super, I guess, simple, but a little bit of a pop to it. You know, that Pendleton, you don't see that too often on people's feet. So this is just something a little bit different, and I was proud of making this. So I believe this was back in 2020. So moving forward, I believe in 2021, I created these right here, which is the Nike Air Max 1, and of course the anniversary ones were going for something crazy. They were going for like $350, $400 at the time, and I was not going to pay that just for a simple Air Max 1. So I went ahead and created my own pair on Nike by You. So again, I went with the Air Force, or the anniversary 1 colorway, color blocking. But the only difference is it's probably hard to pick up on the camera. Instead of the all white that they usually come in, I kind of went with that aged vintage look, you know, with the eggshell off-white color. So the laces, the toe box, and the mesh, and kind of the side panels are done with the aged kind of look. So it kind of looked a little bit retro, but of course it's still new. And then I went with the white midsole and the white air bubble. So basically everything I tried to mimic was the original colorway, except I wanted to add that little bit of an aged look to it. So nothing too crazy here. Of course, you know, you just have that blue kind of nubuck or suede material, and then you have that eggshell white. So those are predominantly the only colors. On the back, instead of it saying Nike Air, it's got Nike MMT. Again, those are my initials. So just my little hit on my Nike by You collab. And then on the bottom, of course, you have a black and that vintage white outsole on there. So something pretty comfortable. You know, I'm a huge Air Max 1 person. This is probably ranked number 2 in the Air Max collection for me. I'm a big fan of the Air Max 90. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but again, just those infrared 90s are probably my favorite Air Max of all time, which I do have back here. So anyways, this is just something I wanted to throw in the collection, add a different color in there, put a pop of blue, and blue is my favorite color, so it was a no-brainer to keep these. So the Air Max 1, just my collaboration with that. So moving forward onto this year, Atmos kind of did their version of the Air Max 1, which is the inspiration of this. But of course, so I knew whenever Nike put these selections up, or these patterns up, materials, I knew everybody was gonna make that Atmos 1, and I didn't want to be like everybody else. So I kind of did the flip on it. So basically everywhere that was black, I put white, and I made my own version of that. So of course you can see on here, I made another Air Max 1 Atmos collaboration, but on here it's got some super premium white leather. So the reason I didn't want to put any suede or anything on this is just this is a shoe that I could wear when it's raining or whatever. You know it's going to get dirty, but with leather you could just wipe it off with some simple cleaner and get it back to pristine condition. And then of course on here on the toe box, normally the Atmos, Had the print all around here, the cement print all around here. But I didn't want to put that there. I wanted to put it on the toe box, again, be a little bit different, add a little bit more of a contrast. And then above that, I put some of that white super hairy suede, super great material. Again, everything that they put on the shoe, they killed it. So I love when Nike does the Nike by Use, because they go above and beyond on the materials on those rather than just the normal GR Nike variants that they put out, you know, to the public. So again, those are mass produced. It's just super cheap sheets of materials that they use for everybody. But again, they take their time. They do take a month to create all of these. So again, they put their time and effort in each one. And again, everyone is one of one, or it should be one of one. And that's the way I like to make mine. So again, we just put the white laces. I do also have a hint of these bent laces that I could throw in here to kind of, you know, bring out that swoosh and some of the little eyelet details that I added back here. But again, something super simple, you know, has that mint swoosh there with that super premium leather that you can see there. And then again, on the little ankle collar, we did some more hits of that Atmos print. So, and then on the back, of course, you have, again, Nike Air on one of those, and then Nike MMT on mine. So the Air MMTs, that's what these are going with. And then again, we just have a black outsole, because you can just beat these up and wear them all the time. Just clean them up and they just look super good. And also this material right here, this little Atmos material, you can tell that I've been wearing it, but it doesn't crease like the rest. But you know, you can see that other leather on there, it does crease. But again, it's just super premium. It wears in well, and I just love these shoes. So these, I believe I made in the spring, summer of this month. So that was my collaboration with Atmos and Nike by You. And last but certainly not least, of course, you know, the shoe that has been killing the game for 2021 and 2022 are the Panda Dunks. But again, white and black is my favorite shoe. It's kind of the perfect shoe, actually. But the materials were just so trash on those. And of course, they were when they first came out, they were reselling for like $350, $300, and I was like, I'm not paying that for a pair of shoes that cost $100. You know, and it's just terrible paper mache leather that are on the Panda Dunks, and I can't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it, to keep that pair. I have had probably 6 to 10 pairs at this point, but I've sold each and every one. Of course, you can make a profit off of that shoe, but I do like the design. I just don't like to be like everybody else. So when Nike brought out the Nike by You Dunk, of course I jumped all over it. So I wanted to have the kind of panda look up front, but then I also wanted to throw in some of the fragment design. So I did have the Air Jordan 1 fragment, which is probably, if you watch this channel, one of my biggest regrets of selling. I got that pair the day after Christmas, I believe, or the December 28th, somewhere around there, back in 2014. Bought it for 185 bucks. Ended up selling it for like $750, $775, which in 2014 I needed the money to pay off some of my college spending or tuition back then. So I ended up selling them when it was a big amount of profit back then for what I needed it for, so I just jumped all over it. But now they go anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 depending on the size. So of course, yeah, you do the math. I kind of missed out on that one. So for now, that's my biggest regret on sneaker selling. So I wanted something that kind of had the fragment look, with also the Panda Dunks. So of course I just went and made the Nike Panda fragment. So as you can see, the materials on there are way better than the Panda Dunks. It's just super nice leather all the way around, around this mud guard up here, around the toe box as well. The swoosh is kind of done in this weird material. It's kind of like a canvas material. It's just kind of something different that I just threw in there, and I don't even think I did it on purpose. Maybe I did, I'm not really sure. But anyways, it kind of has a canvas hit on there, and then on the back you just have some super premium blue leather as well. So again, kind of a fragment, or you could say a Travis Scott fragment, colorway, color blocking. So again, it's just something that's super different. Again, on the Pandas, I believe the tongue is mesh. This one is all premium leather as well, which is a super nice touch, and it's super padded and comfortable. So again, this is just something that's just, you can wear with anything, wear every day. White and black goes with pretty much anything. I believe Panda Dunks have black laces on there. I went with the white, just kind of makes it a little bit cleaner to me. You know, it matches, blends in with the tongue. So again, this is just my take on that. On the back, you have the Nike tab, and then under that, you do have my name as well. So you have the MostlyMikeT done back there on the blue, just a little subtle hit that is personalized. So just know that I won't be selling these, I'll be keeping these. So again, the Nike Panda Fragment Dunk, and the outsole is done in black. Again, it's just super easy to wear, and if it gets dirty, you know, it's black, so whatever. And the rest of it is all done in leather, so it's just, you know, a couple little wipes here and there, and it's back to normal. So these I have worn several times. They do go with our Casual Friday work shirts, so I can just throw these on every Friday, wear these to work, and boom, you're in and out. So again, these have worn pretty good. You can see that creasing on the toe box, but these are definitely some of my favorites, if not the favorite, out of the Nike by You collection that I do have. So again, if you've never heard of the Nike by You, it used to be called Nike ID. They just recently switched it to the Nike by You, so you could add your own spin, your own flavor, your own touch. You know, whenever you're walking down the street, my first thing is I notice your shoes, what you're wearing, before I make eye contact. So that's just me. You know, you can tell a lot about a person by what the shoes that they wear and the condition that they're in. That's just kind of things that I think about. But again, you know, I love to have fresh shoes on me at all times. It just kind of presents yourself well. You look good, you feel good, you feel good, you play good, they pay good. You know, wise words from Deion Sanders back in the day. But again, anytime that Nike does have Nike by You, I highly encourage you to make your own pair. Kind of just add your own sauce to it, your own flavor. You know, it just tells a lot about the person that you are. And again, those materials are super premium usually, so you're getting a better version than if you just walk into a store and buy something or buy it online. So that's just kind of my thoughts. Again, I'm sorry for taking that break. It's just something I just needed to do, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, and also get back into buying and selling. So again, obviously, you know, Yeezy's kind of been going through some things right now, and even before he got dropped by Adidas, I've just kind of been weeding out my Yeezys. I just don't really wear them anymore. I'm more of a Nike person anyway, so been selling a lot of my Yeezy collection on my Instagram selling page, rare.325, if you want to do that, or you can follow my personal page at MostlyMikeT. Either way, I post on both of those. So these zebras that I'm selling as well, you know, they're very near dead stock. This is actually the 2017 pair, not the 10th time restock pair that's been going out. So they are super clean condition from being the age that they are. Turtle doves that I have in a size 11. So any if that interests you, do hit up either one of my pages, either MostlyMikeT or rare.325. You can find me at both of those locations. So again, thank you for hanging out for this long. If you've watched this song, please leave a comment down below what you'd like to see in the future. Again, I go by the name of Mike T. Peace and blessings.